got a question for you, sir. I've got a question for you, sir. Why did Waraka? I don't want to get into a conversation. You don't want to get into a conversation?
Yeah, I'm just watching right now.
Fair enough. Okay. I've got a question for any Muslim here. Why does Waraka say to Muhammad that the angel that spoke to him was the angel that spoke to Moses? Simple question. Why does Waraka make that claim? Nope, no answer. Cat got your tongue? Sudden experts on Christianity but can't answer a question about Islam? I bet you've got a bunch of questions about Christianity and a bunch of arguments about it. So why does Waraka say to Muhammad that the angel that spoke to Moses was the one that spoke to Muhammad?
I don't know very much. From my understanding, it's because he had some education in Christian and Judaic their sort of text as well.
Right, hold on 1 second.
So yeah.
If Waraka had education about Christianity, he would know that Christians don't say that an angel like Gabriel spoke to Muhammad. Christians say that God spoke to Moses. Now, the point is, your Quran also says the same. God spoke to Moses from the burning bush, not an angel. So neither the Quran nor the Old Testament teach that an angel spoke to Moses. But yet Waraka is saying that the angel Gabriel was the angel that spoke to Moses. So that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I agree, doesn't?
Yeah.
Thank you. There you go.
Run away.
Run away.
No, sorry. I don't have very much education, so I don't understand.
Neither did Waraka.
Yeah, I don't know very much. If I had more education, inshallah.
Are you a convert to Islam?
No.
You're born a Muslim? Right. Feel free to support one another. This is an open conversation.
Yeah.
I put it to you.
Sorry, could you repeat the original question? I can't
So the original question is this. So in the hadith,
Yeah.
Muhammad has the experience in the cave,
Yes.
right? He goes to his wife Khadija, and then Khadija takes him to Waraka, and the Waraka says, surely this is the angel that spoke to Moses is now speaking to you.
Yeah.
My question is, why does Waraka say that? And here's the reason why.
Yeah.
Nothing in the Quran that comes later suggests that it's the angel Gabriel that spoke to Moses. Nothing in the Old Testament says that it's the angel Gabriel that spoke to Moses. So where is Waraka getting his information from?
Yeah. You're a much more educated man than I am, so I feel I should probably not. I don't want to represent myself or Islam in a bad light.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Right. But let me explain to you why this is a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem for two reasons.
Yeah.
The first reason is that it is because of Waraka that Muhammad believes that the angel that is speaking to him is from God, rather than, as he first suspected, a demon. Because his first suspicion was this was a jinn, a shaitan, of the species of shaitan. But his instinct was overridden on the testimony of Waraka.
Yeah.
So that's your first problem,
Yeah.
right? Because Muhammad was convinced on the testimony of Waraka. And Waraka was wrong, evidentially, on what he said, both by what the Gabriel told Muhammad and what the Old Testament says. The second problem is this, and a much deeper problem is this, is that this hadith this argument demonstrates that the hadith is actually being made up. It's being made up 100 years after Muhammad. It's being made up to speak to a Christian audience, to try and couch Muhammad as a continuity of previous prophets.
Yeah.
In other words, it's propaganda.
Can I just ask?
Yeah, go on.
I don't mean to do a debate. I'm purely asking.
Sure, that's fine. That's fine.
By the way, I'm going to look into this because
Okay,
I've never heard of
fair. I'll take you at your word.
Thank you. So why does that show it being fabricated? Because at the very least, if what you're saying is true, then Waraka would be wrong. Or if it is fabricated, he might not have said that.
Right. So one of the reasons that indicate that this hadith is fabricated is because, remember, Muhammad is an ignorant man. He's an unlettered man, right? He hasn't read the previous scriptures. He can't read according to the Islamic narrative, the standard Islamic narrative. Now, for Waraka to say, oh, this was the angel that spoke to Moses, that assumes that Muhammad knows about the angel that spoke to Moses. But one of the defenses that Muslims always employ about why Muhammad is not copying from Jews and Christians is because he was an unlettered prophet. So it makes no sense for Waraka to talk to Muhammad as if Muhammad knew. Now that means that the hadith is not being produced on a true telling of a historical event because it assumes that everybody knows the story. In other words, it is actually written. It is actually written for a Jewish Christian audience because they know the story of Moses. But the people that write it, they don't understand that if you actually read Exodus 3, it's God that speaks to Moses. And in the Quran, it's God that speaks to Moses. So Waraka has no basis for saying that the angel, has no basis for saying that the angel Gabriel spoke to Muhammad. So if the hadith is true, Islam is false. If the hadith is false, then Sahih Bukhari is false, which means Islam is also false.
You know, I have a bit of a disability in understanding what you're saying. So is this, actually, can I get your channel name or something like that?
Yes, of course.
Oh, thank you very much. Because then I can watch it back and I can understand it, what you're saying.
I'll go it through it step by step.
I'm in a rush, but...
Are you needing to go?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, because you were very fair-minded and reasonable and very sincere, I want to give you a gift.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have a Bible?
I don't know.
So I'd like to give you a Bible.
All right.
Your bag's not big enough to take a big one.
I'll just got a bit.
There you go. Little gospel to get you started.
All right, thank you very much.
Very nice to see you.
Very nice to
You have a lovely day, and thank you very much for being
very much.
sincere and fair.